Dana kept $23,000 in a savings account, and she was proud of every dollar. 12 years of night shifts, and every money rule followed to the letter. But her net worth line after 12 years was almost perfectly flat. 7 rules did that, and somebody handed you the same 7. The last one, the rule she was proudest of, cost her more than the other 6 combined. 6 months of expenses saved, 20% put away, 0 debt, perfect scores on a test somebody else wrote. This is the day she finally checked the math. Rule 1 told her the problem was the small stuff. Rule 2 told her to stay grateful and never ask. Rule 3 told her that all debt is poison. Rule 4 told her to stretch for the biggest house allowed. Rule 5 told her a tighter budget would fix it. Rule 6 told her hard work always becomes money. And Rule 7, keep 6 months of cash asleep in the bank. She followed all 7 at once for 12 years. Each one sounds like wisdom. Whose wisdom, though nobody asked? Because every money rule was written by a person for that person's life. A grandfather who survived the Depression wrote, "Never touch debt." An employer who needs you calm and affordable wrote, "Be grateful." A bank that earns on every loan wrote, "Stretch for the house." None of them were wrong for themselves. They were wrong for Dana. That's the trap of hand-me-down rules. Advice tailored to somebody else's life. Worn until it feels like yours. Her whole plan came out of that rulebook. Maybe yours does too. If you'd rather question the rules than recite them, subscribe. That is exactly what this channel is for. Now, the page she trusted first. The coffee log went up on Dana's fridge the January she turned 34. $4.80 a cup, written down like a confession. She cut the coffee, the takeout, the Friday flowers, $140 a month of joy. The rule promised that's where wealth leaks. So she plugged everything and waited. 10 years of that discipline. About $16,800 parked in cash. Her colleague Renee ran the other play on the same $4,100 take-home. Renee kept her coffee and spent one afternoon getting a competing offer. One meeting later, her pay rose $450 a month. The coffee stayed. Invested at 7%. That $450 a month passes $77,000 in 10 years. $16,800 for a decade of cut joys. $77,000 for one uncomfortable afternoon. That's sign 1. Told to shrink the leak, but the leak was never the problem. 2 months after the log went up, her yearly review came around. Her manager slid the form across and said, "Be glad you've got the stability." Dana nodded. 3%. 9 years of nodding at 3%. The Atlanta Fed has tracked it, switched jobs, and wage growth runs about 2 points higher. Renee switched twice in 6 years. Same title, $11,000 a year more. So Dana's gratitude was never free. It was a subscription, billed monthly. Loyalty is a fine feeling and a terrible pricing strategy. Think I'm wrong about sign 2? Tell me in the comments. I answer every one. Back to the rulebook. Sign 2, closed, gratitude, priced at 11 grand a year. And that unasked raise was only her second quietest bill. The next autumn, a wound care certification came up, $3,200 for evenings a week. Certified, her ward pays $600 a month more. The clinic even offered financing. But the rulebook says all debt is poison, so she saved up in a labeled envelope. 14 months of saving. The financing would have cost about $300 in interest. 14 months uncertified cost $8,400 in pay she never collected. She dodged a garden snake and stepped in front of a train. The quietly rich never ask, is it debt? They ask, what does it buy? Alone buying a jet ski is poison. One buying an income is a ladder. That's sign 3, $300 saved, $8,400 paid. And still the heaviest page in her rulebook sat untouched. The house came 6 years before the coffee log, in a bank office with free pens. The loan officer slid the paper across. You qualify for more than you think. Approved, $310,000. The best money you'll ever spend, said the rule, so stretch. The payment, $1,880 a month, against $4,100 take home. That's 46%. The old banker's guideline caps housing near 28. And who does the stretch feed? The bank collects about $380,000 in interest over 30 years. More than the house. The rule calls that an investment. Meanwhile, every dollar squeezed by the payment couldn't work anywhere else. Sign 4, closed. Her biggest asset made her the bank's best customer, which left the budget to rescue her. The budget had ideas. Back at the kitchen table, Sundays belonged to the spreadsheet. 14 categories, color-coded. Groceries down $40. Phone down $25. Insurance shopped and squeezed. 3 years of Sundays found $180 a month total. That's the ceiling of cutting. A budget can only shrink what you spend. It can't grow what you earn. Remember Renee's afternoon? $450 a month, 2.5 times Dana's whole ceiling. Offense embarrasses defense in this game, and the rulebook only taught defense. The spreadsheet wasn't wrong. It was aimed at the wrong side. Sign 5, closed, perfect defense, in a game you can only win on offense. And earning more, said the next page, was simple, add hours. The winter after the 9th rebuild, Dana started selling her weekends to the hospital. 26 extra shifts in 1 year. About $9,800 before tax. After tax, closer to $6,900, and every dollar arrived exactly once. The fine print, effort is paid once. Assets are paid forever. Her overtime worked 1 shift and retired. Rich money clocks in forever. By March, she was tired in a way sleep didn't fix. The blunt math, 300 extra hours moved her net worth 0.5%. Hard work is honest. It's also the slowest vehicle ever invented. Sign 6, closed, paid for every hour, and only for every hour. 6 rules down, and the 7th had been under her pillow the whole time. Every rule so far, Dana eventually doubted. But 1 page survived every doubt, the one she defended dinner. 6 months of expenses, in cash, in the bank, always. It's the rule she was proudest of. It's also the bill. Here's what 9 years of being responsible actually cost. Her $23,000 sat in a big bank savings account. 6 months of expenses, as instructed. It paid about 0.5%. Once, she asked about moving it. The teller smiled. It's safest where it is. 9 years there earned her about $1,000. Total. Over the same 9 years, prices rose about 25%. So the pillow quietly lost about $5,000 of buying power while she slept. And here's the part the rulebook never says out loud. That rule was written by people protecting a paycheck, people whose only backup is cash. For them, it works. For anyone climbing, it's a ceiling painted like a floor. Because the quietly rich hold the same cash as something else entirely. To the quietly rich, cash isn't a pillow. It's a key. Same dollars. Different job description. In March 2020, the market dropped 1/3 in 5 weeks. Key holders went shopping. Pillow holders watched. Dana's neighbor, a retired plumber, kept his cash aimed at one target for years. When the duplex next door listed cheap in 2012, he closed in 9 days, $1,400 a month ever since. This is not torch your emergency fund. Keep a floor, 2 months, so a burst pipe stays boring. Past the floor, every idle dollar needs a job, a name, a target, a trigger price. Asleep, a full emergency fund can be the most expensive thing a careful person owns. That's sign 7. The same dollars, a pillow under one head, a key in another hand. That night, Dana kept a 2-month floor and moved the rest into a high-yield account. 10 minutes. No fees. Yours takes the same 10. She wrote 1 sentence and taped it where the coffee log hung. What this money is waiting to buy, and at what price. Then she opened the hand-me-down rulebook and tore the 6-month page clean out. Not to abandon the floor, to fire the pillow. So, your rulebook. If a page just lost its grip on you, hit like. It helps this reach the next rule follower. And tell me below, which page tears out of yours first. If you want money rules written for your life, not somebody else's, subscribe. That's this channel's whole job. Dana still sits at the same kitchen table with the same $23,000. But now every dollar has a job, and the rulebook is hers. Make yours yours.